Moving on. Trump went on to Andrew Schulz podcast, Flagrant. And I think this is brilliant. I think he should have been doing this all along. Podcasts are the news of today. There's far more people that listen to a podcast than that listen to the news. Makes sense, right? People trust podcasts. Like 80% of people polled trust a podcast compared to like 16% of people that were polled trusted traditional news media. So if that's where people are, and that's where people's trust are, then maybe you should go to the people that are genuine and have those conversations there. And that's what Trump's done. And this says, President Trump's appearance on comedian Andrew Schulz podcast was widely celebrated on social media, with supporters of the 2024 GOP nominee during Trump as the funniest president in American history. Probably. The unfiltered interview released on Wednesday and published to X, formerly Twitter, covered a range of topics. Let's watch some of the clips. Don't really care about their opinion on it. All right. Let's see. And here we go.
Elon interviewed me on something. Yeah. And I think they said 275 million hits or listeners.
That's a lot of people.
That was a record.
That's a nation. Yeah.
But it's a whole new, different way of
Can I ask you a question
getting the word out, right?
About Elon specifically. Is he your favorite African-American?
He's a piece of work, I'll tell you. You know, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's obviously a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw the rocket engines come back, I said, what is that? Like a couple of years ago, I've seen rockets go up and then they crash into the water.
Yeah.
And I see the engines are coming back and they're landing.
It's unbelievable.
They're landing and they land on a raft in the middle of the ocean someplace with a little dot, and they land right on the top of the spot.
All right, one thing to say. Imagine getting interviewed by President Trump and crossing your legs like that in front of him. How dare you, Andrew Schulz? How dare you, wearing white socks halfway up your shin and crossing your legs like you are running in a marathon in New York.
The little dot, and they land right on the top of the spot.
And my wife can't parallel park.
I know, it's just, most people can't. But no, he's great. But he's got a great heart. He was with me, as you know, on the other night. Yeah. And we were honoring a man who got killed at a rally, Corey, firefighter, great guy. And it was a beautiful evening. But Elon went out, and he loved the crowd. He loves the country. Yeah. And he's picked a side. A lot of people don't want to pick a side. I have a lot of people that are big supporters of me. Yeah. But they won't go all out. You know, they can't.
They're scared.
Quite.
There's a cost.
Yeah, there's a cost. Yeah. There is a cost, but there's also a liability. I mean, you know, some people, I respect it a lot when this guy was up there doing jumping jacks. You got to vote for Trump. You got to vote for Trump.
He was jumping high.
Yeah. He was jumping high.
He looked quite African.
When he jumped, he's in good shape. I'm looking at his waist. I'm saying, wait a minute, does he work out or something? But he really, and he had a great time.
This is quite a dangerous interview for Trump, by the way. Like, Andrew Schulz is not setting him up for failure here with a few of the jokes that he's already made, trying to see if Trump will bite. But do him also.
And you know, he's not out that much. He's probably maybe a little. Would you say he's a little reclusive? Possibly.
Yeah. He's also busy. He's
very busy and maybe a little reclusive. Yeah. But he had the greatest time. He was saying, "Look at these people." We had 100,000, more than 100,000 people.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
It was a record. It was nobody's ever seen, and it was really. It was a celebration of a life, and it was really a MAGA. It was a MAGA deal. Yeah. He was a big MAGA person. His family was there. And two other people that were very badly hurt were also celebrated. They were very badly hurt. They weren't actually expected to live. Yeah. And they lived. And they had incredible doctors. Some of those country doctors are better than the big doctors that we spend a lot of money on. And they don't do as good. I will tell you right now. I don't want to knock anybody, but those country doctors saved two people, because I was told that 3 would... No, think of that. 3 would be in trouble, and 3 were going to, now Corey immediately, but the other 2 were so bad that they thought they wouldn't make it. Yeah. And those country doctors, they pulled them together. They did a great job.
All right, so there's one. Let's take a look at another one. Here we go.
There is a cost, but there's also a liability. I mean, you know, some people, I respect it a lot when this guy was up there doing jumping jacks. You got to vote.
Also, what we just watched, and here's about Biden.
Over the last week, I have, when we talk about funny or sad, I think it's more sad than funny. Yeah. He has one ability I don't have.
Yeah.
He sleeps. He can sleep. This guy goes on a beach and he lays down on one of those, 6 ounce. They weigh 6 ounces and you can't lift it.
Yeah.
They're meant for children.
Yeah.
Young people and old people to lift.
Yeah.
They're aluminum, hollowed aluminum.
Yeah.
They weigh very little, and he can't lift. And somebody convinced him he looks good in a bathing suit. And when you're 82, typically bathing suits aren't going to make you look great.
Right,
you're not going to be enhanced.
Yeah.
All right? It's just one of those things. I can't be sure about that, but typically you don't.
Depends what he's packing. He could.
I don't know what the hell he's packing, but I don't want to, and I don't want to know either. I don't know, but he has an ability to fall asleep while on camera. He can lie down on one of those things, and in minutes he's stone cold out.
How does he do
and he's
it?
got cameras
How does
because
he
he's the
do it?
president, so they have cameras on him.
Yeah.
And then they show him sleeping on the beach.
Yeah.
You'll never see me sleeping in front of camera.
How do we?
Oh, and last one here. Let's go ahead and see which one. Let's watch this right here.
Get up. How much did China buy today? Sir, they bought. I'd call him up and say, you're behind. You have to buy 50 billion. Do you think Biden does that? Biden's sleeping. But over the last week, I have, what we talk about, funny or sad. I think it's more sad than funny.
Yeah.
He has one ability I don't have.
Yeah, so that's the last name. All right, so he's holding his own, right? He's on a comedy podcast and seems to be getting the comedians to laugh. Now, one thing I think he talks about there, which is true, we see a lot of the battles between Trump and Biden die down now, which a lot of people have talked about this. If that man was your grandpa, you would just be pissed that they're putting him in this position. You would be mad that they're putzing this old man around and pretending like he's actually doing a job that he's not doing. And it's honestly pathetic that our country is doing that to him in the deep state would choose. We all know why. We've talked about it before. He's a puppet. He can be controlled at a whim. There's too much dirt. There's too many, too many pieces of blackmail out there on him that have been discussed. But, we all know the reason why. It's the same reason they have Kamala there. They can control him.